The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is big webinar palooza time, just in time, right at the top of the hour. So excited that you're here. If you are so inspired and you want to tell people where you are and what you're doing, share highfeed.com. Highfeed.com. That is on this slide right here. Let's do our usual audio video sound check. Make sure it's coming across loud and clear. If you can see my smiling face and masterclass series, High Fee Mastery, Take Your Business Online Now. And if you can hear me okay, just type the word yes in the question box. And let me get into little presentation mode here. That's what it should look like. And we should be off to the races. Off to the races. So let's see. We've got Ray and Karen and Jeff and Brock and Gabby and Ken and Lois and Mike and Carol and Judy and Janice and Copy and Kimberly and Mike and Joanna and Robert and Mark and Steve and Robin. Fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Steve says, just missed your voice. Well, congratulations. Welcome. Welcome to the party, my friend. I miss your voice and your smiling face as well. Well, we can fix that. We can fix that even maybe later today. We'll see where it goes. All right, team. Well, we are going to go fast. We have lots of content to share with you, lots of great stuff. Like I said, if you're so inspired to bring a friend, share on your social media, tweet this out, highfee.com, put it on your Facebook, put it on LinkedIn. We're going to be here for the next 90 minutes or so talking about how to pivot your business into high fee online programs, revise your business model, revamp your value prop in the light of COVID-19 and this ongoing craziness, and it's not going away anytime soon. So positioning you and your expert business for success for the rest of 2020 and even into 2021, and frankly, the rest of your professional career. That is what we're here to do. So if you want to share that link, highfee.com, tell other folks that they can just hop in here as we get rolling. That would be awesome plus sauce. Awesome plus sauce. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Yes. So Megan says, highfee.com is the link to register for the webinar. Yes. How do I enter the chat? You just did. So you're chatting with me. Isn't that exciting? Megan's all excited about chatting with me. So there is no group chat in this one. We don't usually turn that on, but I can see your comments. I can see your questions. And as we get rolling here, we'll have a lot of interaction opportunities. All right. So whoops, there we go. Quick poll right back into the question box. Your primary revenue stream, is it primarily as a consultant, as a coach, as a trainer, or as a speaker? I know people do many things, but just pop in the question box which one is primary for you, which is the main bread and butter service. Even if you do more than one, what is the primary or what's the majority? Even 51% of your income. Is it primarily as a consultant, doing consulting projects? Is it as a coach, group coaching, one-on-one coaching, executive coaching? Is it training, workshops, seminars, virtual training? Or is it speaking, keynotes, virtual keynotes, speaking, half-day workshops, full-day workshops, Zoom sessions, that kind of jazz? And let's see where's where. The consultants have showed up. Fantastic. And Jeff says trainer. Robert says coach. Gunter and Brenda and Tom and Jane. So we got a good mix there. Consultant, coach. Al's a speaker. Bill's a trainer. Denny's a consultant. Hi, Denny, the consultant. Carol is here. Janice, speaker. Okay, good. Great mix. So as we go through, feel free to adapt and overlay what we're talking about with your existing business, with your existing clients, with your existing value prop. The beauty of what we're talking about with these high fee mastery style programs is that they are completely flexible and adaptable to whatever distribution method you're currently using and or would like to use in the future for the same audience, the same buyers, the same decision makers, to solve problems that you're already brilliant at solving. Already brilliant at solving. That's what we're here to do. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is the elephant in the room for you and me. It's also the elephant in the room for our clients, which is how have you personally in your business been affected by the impact of COVID-19? And comparing your business to where you were back in January of 2020, this really started to hit in March, and we figured, okay, it'll be a few months. It'll be maybe May, maybe June. Things should get back to normal. Things are, of course, far from normal. I'm going to share some research about how long this might last from some very smart, educated people in the association and the meetings industry. We're going to stay away from politics. We're going to stay away from medicine. We're going to talk about our world, which is the in-person live training, speaking, coaching, and consulting universe. But type in the question box, what's been the impact on your particular business? Obviously, some consultants, coaches, speakers, trainers are doing better than ever, believe it or not, and some have been decimated and their business has basically been wiped off the map with, and of course, quite a lot in between. But I'm curious, are we looking at canceled and postponed events? How are your clients doing? How's your prospecting? How's your income for the past few months? How has your sales activity been for the last few months? That's really kind of a loaded question because the sales activity might not have been the right quantity and quality before. And now if it has stopped or atrophied, it's probably even worse. So I feel you, I hear you on all of these things. Let's go to the question box. And I'd love to hear from you on some of these things. So we're going from 80% gone, prospects hesitant to invest money, canceled events and postponed events, way down with lots of A's. Business is down, although I'm adapting to online work with my clients, so that's great. Companies care most about the cash. Canceled and postponed events. Prospecting is dead. Wow, that's a bold statement. Main project for 2020 is canceled. Getting better, more creative in the online presentation, says Copy. Great to see you, my friend. Ken says greatly slowed, just now coming out of hibernation. Carol says struggling terribly. Steve says 250K in lost on-site training. Lincoln says canceled and postponed events. Zero revenue at this time. Lance says online coaching is growing, so there's some good news. Brenda says delayed income, pivoting business to include online. Anthony, great to see you, my friend. Elephants galore. Elephants galore is the answer there. Canceled events, very few calls, don't know how to market in these times. So Jane, we're gonna have something here to help you with that. Clients are steady, prospecting and new sales greatly slowed. And apparently Copy knows Casey. Casey knows Copy. So I'm just connecting you two. You can't see each other's chat, but I'm helping you out. And Robert is working to fill his next program. And Mike says consultants are often targeted for spending freeze. Yeah, great point on all of those things. All right, excellent. Well, so we are obviously here for a reason. We're here to get you some immediate help on these immediate problems, and let's get to it. So our game plan for today: how to survive, pivot, and prevent any further losses to your business, how to help our prospects maintain their sanity, their career, and their income, because they're sometimes hurting worse than we are, believe it or not, how to avoid sales landmines in the current environment, especially when you're moving your business to an online model, fees, cash, and money, how to charge your worth and not cave on price. If anything, how to move your fees upstream, not downstream, when the in-person live training, speaking, meetings, conference business has evaporated, and how to increase your reach and revenue in a big way, and then some next steps to help you make it happen. As always, we have a huge Q&A waiting for you at the end. So we have lots of cool people, lots of smart people on this call. I am going to move fast. I am going to drop a lot of knowledge on you. I want to get to that Q&A as quickly as possible without rushing the content and while maintaining the teaching and the take-home value. So we will have a big Q&A here at the end. This webinar I typically schedule at the end of the day Eastern time. So I've got nothing afterwards. I've got nothing to do except hang out, answer your questions, and be as helpful as I possibly can. So, we might be here till 9, 10 o'clock at night Eastern time. Who knows? Kidding. That was a joke. Just kidding. No one's going to be here till 9 or 10 Eastern time unless it's Woofy the Wonder Dog, and she might be just, cleaning up the laptop here. All right. Here are some keys to help you navigate the next normal. All of your marketing, all of your sales, all of your outreach has to have a renewed sense of caring, a renewed sense of empathy and personal connection to your clients and prospects, and you need to be more relevant than ever before. Someone made a comment in the question box about, hey, consultants are often the first ones to be cut. They're often the first ones to be cut if their expertise is seen as interchangeable or optional. They are the last ones to be cut if they are seen as absolutely must-have now more than ever resources. So part of that repositioning is going to be our challenge here today that I'll help you with. Remote program design, what kinds of programs sell and work remotely with scale and leverage built in. So we're going to talk about a one-to-many distribution model for your expertise and how to disconnect your value as a coach, as a consultant, as a trainer from your personal time, attention, and presence, while preserving your earning power. That's what we're going to do, while preserving your earning power, not only getting it back to where it should be, but maybe even increasing it and scaling it up. The best news is you can get going on all of that right now. This is not a big, huge learning curve. This is not a big, huge, complicated process. As I said a few moments ago, this is about redeploying and repackaging expertise that you already have around solving problems that you're already brilliant at solving, but just doing it in a new way, in a new distribution mode, and for a higher scalable fee. Let's go to the question box. I want to do a quick survey. This is a 0% to 100% question. If your business is 0% online right now, meaning you're not doing any webinars, you've got no videos, no online courses, no remote delivery of any kind, you're 100% dependent on live events and your personal presence to generate revenue, you are at 0% online. On the other hand, you are 100% online right now. If you regularly do webinars, you have lots of video and you're making more on a daily basis, you've got one or more flagship online courses, you're already doing 100% remote delivery of your expertise, and you have zero dependence on live events, that you never need to show up at a live event to generate revenue unless you want to. Now, put in the question box a number between 0 and 100, so 65, 70, 75, 53, 41, 29.6. These are all good numbers. Where are you on that spectrum of online versus in-person dependence on your revenue and your cash generation for your expertise? So I don't think anyone necessarily is going to be at 0%, maybe a few people. I don't think a lot of people are going to be at 100%. But let's see where people fall on that spectrum. Even if you have a ballpark idea, 70s, 80s, 90s, 50s, 30s, 20s, just throw a number in, and I'm curious where people are coming in from with this. And I'm going to pop into the question box here. So yeah, so we've got 90, 10, 20% online, 33%. Brenda says 60, Lauren says 20, Carol says 50, Bill also says 50, Lincoln says 90, Rod says 98. How are you, my friend? Great to see you. Wendy's at 75, Harriet's at 50, Ray's at 15, Bill's at 30, Tom is at 0, Janice at 50, Copy at 65, Judy's at 0, Al's at 40%, Terry's at 25%, Kimberly's at 90%, Justin's at 0, Mark is at 0, Kathy is 80, Brock is 25, Ken is 60, Thule is 90, Denny is 0, CK is 0, Jane is 0. Okay, great. Good numbers, good spread. Well, luckily, fortunately, and this is, I wish I could say it was great planning, our company is 100% online. And our company's been 100% online since 2013. And that wasn't because I knew the pandemic was coming. That wasn't because I don't like airline miles. that was just because of personal and lifestyle choices. Am I grateful? Am I happy? Am I glad that we're at 100% online? Absolutely. Do I miss live events? Do I speak at live events? Do I love attending and presenting at live events? I do. And I can't wait for them to come back. But I have never in the last 7 years been dependent on live events or face-to-face delivery for any of the work that we do. And I would love to get more people closer to that 100% as a result of today's training. And for those folks that are at zero, at least get you to 30 or 40 or 50 so that we can build a hybrid based expertise distribution model for your business so that you also are able to bounce back and spring back long before face-to-face meetings become a regular occurrence, long before we're doing face-to-face live trainings, speaking, seminars, conferences, events, trade shows, etc. Because that might be a while. That might be a while. I'll share that research with you in a moment. My own business evolution is the first 3 years of my business, all I did was speaking and training, all live, all in person, and I had no idea what I was doing. So the first 3 years of my business was a complete and utter train wreck, just an utter disaster, no niche, no expertise, no fans, no followers, no nothing. 2005 to 2008, started to figure some things out, moved into speaking, and started doing some high-fee one-on-one coaching. As I was doing that, I realized that, hey, we could do this in a group. And in 2009, I started group coaching in addition to my speaking and my one-on-one work. That's when the revenue really started to hockey stick. I'm going to share some revenue numbers here with you later. 2012, I started to do webinars for one-to-many lead generation and for sales of my various live-led group coaching programs. 2014, I stopped my one-on-one work. I added high-fee mentoring, which is one of the things we'll talk about today. 2015, I added year-long elite access. I don't like the word mastermind, but I put it here because it's kind of a common vocabulary term. But I call them elite access programs where people are with you for a year or multiple years, attached to you, studying at your feet, accelerating their progress and their results under your care. Now, when I was doing a lot of one-on-one, I realized that I had hit a ceiling of complexity and a ceiling of time. This is my actual calendar from February of 2013, 5-day work week. I had 27 meetings. That's more than 5 meetings per day with clients and prospective clients. Obviously, that doesn't go all that far. So if you do the math on that, you're going to hit a ceiling at some point, even if you're fully booked. Like my friend Michael Port says, book yourself solid. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is get yourself booked solid because then you hit your revenue ceiling. So 60 plus hour weeks, way too much travel, not enough time for creative pursuits, writing your next book, creating your next program, not enough family and fun time. Basically, no freedom, no scale, no time off, meaning that when you stop working, you stop earning. When you stop, the money stops. And you are a prisoner of your own success. Even if you get that kind of business up to 100K, 125K, 150K, 200K, at that point, you are flatlining. You are done because you're out of time. Now, having said that, I am wondering, based on the model you have right now, are you selling your time? And just put yes or no, Y or N. And based on your calculations, if you were booked solid, if you were absolutely as busy as you could possibly be, what's the cap on your revenue? My cap on my revenue back in 2013, I could never make more than $225,000 a year simply because there wasn't enough time in the day. There wasn't enough time literally, physically on the calendar. So are you selling your time? Yes or no? Most of us, the answer is yes, even if you're selling your time for a very high rate. And then what do you imagine if you were booked solid, you were fully booked 5 days a week, 9 to 5, totally maxed out? What is the cap on your revenue? What's your revenue cap? Type that in the question box. I'm going to get a drink. Ah, yes. We're enjoying a little lemon and ginger juice Spindrift seltzer from Trader Joe's, in case you're curious what the beverage of the day is. It's too early for the other beverages of the day. All right, so let's read out some numbers here. 200K, 96, 180, 125. Yes, of course, 215. Max is 350, 400. So these are all great numbers. And for some people, it's like, man, I wish I could make 125. I wish I was maxed out at 250. I wish I could make 400. You're going to wish you could make 400 until you make 400. And then you make 400 the next year, and you make 400 the year after that. And you're like, wait a second. Isn't there a $700,000 business hiding in here somewhere? Or if you're making 125, isn't there a 250K business hiding in here somewhere? If you're already making 5, 6, 700, wait a second, isn't there a $1 million business hiding here somewhere? But you just can't get to the next level because you're out of time. And time, as you know, is the most valuable asset because it is the least renewable. We can always make more money. We can never make more time. So having that cap on your business, whether you've reached it or not, is problematic. Plus, you're probably, even if you're not making that maximum amount of money, when you ask the two questions, how busy do I want to be and how much do I want to earn, the math doesn't look good. You're probably working too hard, even if you're not fully maxed out, for not enough revenue. So we're here to fix that. We're here to fix that for you. Let's talk about our clients, because everything starts with clients. If we don't keep our clients first and foremost in our minds, we're not going to be very successful marketing or selling to them. A couple things you need to understand. Old priorities are totally gone. They are rightly freaked out. Will they lose their job? Will they lose more customers? Will they go through another round of layoffs and cuts? Will their company even survive? Think of a personal downturn and how you would respond. And so some of us have already gone through this personal downturn because we've been going right through it right alongside of our clients. Here's the crisis behavior that you need to understand in the client mindset, the client mentality. They're going to cut discretionary spending. They're going to look at every possible way to reduce costs and extend the runway for the cash they have left. They're looking to reduce risk, hunker down. Right now, a grow your business message or a growth message is totally tone deaf. They're looking at survival. They're looking at pivot and flex and change and shift and do more with less and survive now and thrive later and all of these different types of messaging tracks. But you have to understand the psychology that they're going through to message to them effectively. They are totally in follow the herd mentality. I'm going to talk about some of the herd and what they're doing and what's in some of the headlines around the associations and the meetings industry. And your messages always had to be simple. Now they have to be super simple. It is vitally important that in times of turmoil and crisis and stress, we avoid complexity. So if your value prop needed to be simpler before, it needs to be super simpler today. Here is your new marketing language bank. If they're concerned about cutting discretionary spending, reduce costs, extend runway, etc., start using these new verbs and nouns. Start using verbs like extend, preserve, protect, safeguard, survive, restore, reboot, pivot, flex. That's your new marketing language for verbs. When you're talking about what they're going through, here's the new nouns. Change, turbulence, turmoil, trouble, uncertainty, downturn, crisis. So speak to the current reality. Do not pretend it's January 2020. Do not say the same things, do the same things, market the same way, and sell the same way that you did previously, because you will be seen as irrelevant, tone deaf, insensitive, and completely clueless. Like you just flew in off a desert island and you have no idea what they're going through. So, screenshot this slide because this is going to be the new language that you need in all of your marketing. These verbs and these nouns need to be on your LinkedIn profile. They need to be on your homepage. They need to be on your services page, your coaching page, your consulting page, your about page. Everywhere that centralized messaging happens around you and your expertise-based business, if you're not relevant, you're irrelevant. If you're not speaking to their immediate needs and wants, they're not paying attention. They're gone. They're totally gone. And they see you as a tone-deaf, irrelevant vendor. They don't see you as a highly relevant, immediately urgent partner. And that is what you want. Now, here's the research I was talking about. that people say, oh, you know what, this is going away. We're going to pull out of this in September. I'm just going to sit tight. I'm not going to move my business online. I'm not going to make any change. I'm not going to adapt my programs. I'm not going to move to a scalable model. This is not going away, my friends. I talk to all kinds of smart people who are totally tapped into the association, meetings, and conference industry. I just had a great conversation with my friend Ed Rigsby, and Ed said that all of the association executives that he's talking to say summer at least, 12 months from today. Now, you might say, well, that's interesting. What kind of association executives is he talking to? All association executives across the board, including some of the largest medical associations. So the medical associations, imagine how they're looking at this crisis, right? Because their members are doctors and first responders and physicians and scientists and researchers. So Ed says at least summer, at least summer. Another one of my favorite association experts is Mary Byers. Just had a fantastic conversation with her. And I'm publishing, these are podcasts, and these are going to be on my YouTube channel, so you can watch these later on. Mary also says this is a long-term play. And by long-term, the association executives and the association research that she's doing with MPI and ASAE, they say 12 to 18 months at a minimum. 12 to 18 months at a minimum. In the $1 Million Speakers Group, we're talking about this all the time. And these are some of the smartest, most accomplished speakers, consultants, experts, and coaches. They're running enterprise level businesses like we are. And the discussion here, the research that's being shared here, the conversations that are being shared here behind closed doors also indicate 12 to 18 months based on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of client conversations. I've done Facebook Lives about this. So Chip Eichelberger, who's a very successful opening and closing keynote speaker, Thule, who's a client and friend and on this actual webcast right now. I believe Doug is here. I believe Kathy's here. We had a very in-depth conversation about all aspects of what does the new normal look like in the events and the face-to-face world. Are people adapting? Why are they adapting? How are they adapting? Is it worth adapting? What's actually going on? And Thule also, by the way, is an expert in this field. All of her research says this is a long haul. This is not coming back anytime soon. People need to get comfortable with remote. They need to get comfortable on the corporate side. They need to get comfortable on the expert side where we live, that this is a long-term situation. So I wanted to dispel that myth that this is just a hiccup and this is nothing to worry about. There are expert businesses that will not survive. What I always like to say is a bend in the road is never the end unless you fail to turn. So some people, they see the bend in the road, they're not making the turn, they're going to crash into the guardrails. But I take inspiration from the positive side of that. A bend in the road is never the end unless you fail to turn. I am here to help you turn. I'm here to help you turn early and fast and smart and safe. So that's what we're doing. So experts and the association industry and the meetings industry, I just pulled up some quick headlines for you. All Microsoft events will be digital only until July 2021. Microsoft, for those of you that have Microsoft as a client like I do, they do a crap ton of events. They do a crap ton of internal events, external events, customer events, dealer and distributor events, implementation and consultant events for IT consultants, etc. This is from MPI, Meeting Professionals International. When do you anticipate hosting your next face-to-face meeting and event? And you'll see there's a huge bump there into 2021, some even saying 2022. This also is from one of the MPI special publications, says when face-to-face is on hold. And then this is from Event Management, talking about a second wave. Morgan Stanley, the big financial services firm, just released a timeline for return to work in the USA. They are forecasting a second wave of contagion beginning in November of 2021. So, again, not to be the voice of gloom and doom, to be the voice of research and objective reality, this is bad and it's not going to get better on its own. and now is the time to adapt. Now is the time to jump in to new distribution modes, new financial models for serving your clients and for charging for your expertise. Number one key to results is get rid of the old mindset. We're not going to beat that dead horse. Do clients want more panic or do they want more help? Well, obviously, if you're struggling for survival, you're not in the position to assist your clients. So I would say that clients want more help. And my advice to you is secure your own mask before assisting others. Like we used to say on airplane flights when we used to take airplane flights regularly. But that's what this is about. It's secure your own mask before assisting others. If your expert business is in trouble, you will not be of good use or good service to anybody else. Now, normally this is bad enough, right? We have nightmare prospects from hell in regular times. I have to think about it. I can't afford it. Sounds great, just not for me. Maybe we'll do this next year. We're going in a different direction. Sorry, goodbye. Type yes in the question box if you've had that experience ever in your career. If you have, maybe I'm not alone. I know I sure have. But type in yes in the question box if you've had those nightmare prospects from hell, just couldn't get off the dime, turned you down. No, not going to do it. Sorry, can't afford it, bad time, blah, 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 blah. It gets worse. It gets worse because these same nightmare prospects become nightmare clients. Even when you're hired, they don't see the value. They nickel and dime your fees. They don't do the work. They don't show up on calls. They don't implement. And obviously, if they don't implement, they don't get results. So these are the clients who are the mules. These are the clients that you have to pull and push and yank and fight with. And they're constantly second guessing and disappearing. And it's just a disaster. So even when you're hired, some of these clients don't have the respect and don't have the commitment to follow through on the work. I don't know about you, but this has happened to me. Type the word oi if you've had that experience where they sign up, but they are looking to do the least work. They're the most squirrely, the hardest to please, the most demanding, the most finicky, the most squirrely, the most unpleasant. Again, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Apparently, it's not just me because we got Karen, Judy, Mike, Thule, Cindy, James, Ray, Reginald, Susan, Copy, Robert, Janice, Al, Jane, Steve. Yes. All right. I'm glad it's not just me, my friends. I'm really glad it's not just me. Now, here's the reasons. Here's the logic for that. Low fee means low value. Low value, low respect leads to low expectations on their part. Obviously, low effort results in causes low results on their part. And for you as the consultant, it's exhausting and depressing. Bad. We call this a doom loop. The doom loop is bad, goes to worse, goes to worse, goes to worse. Now let's flip the switch on that. Let's look at the positive side. Let's totally reverse that equation. And here's where the high fee concept comes in. Here's where the high fee concept comes in. High fee programs totally flip the switch on that doom loop. Now, when they invest a high fee, they expect high value. They have a high level of respect for you, the consultant. They have a high expectation that the program will work. They thus put in a high level of effort. When they put in a high level of effort, they will get better, higher, faster results. And for you, the consultant, it is energizing, profitable, and dare I say, fun. Dare I say fun. Now, Copy Green, who actually is on this webinar, came through one of our other programs. We're going to talk about this kind of live-led program that Copy and I did together years ago. I want to share with you some of this fantastic mojo that she shared about our previous work together. She says some nice things up at the top. What I want to draw your attention to is what's in the yellow highlighting. I jumped into your program, and after the first week, using the tools I developed with your guidance, I locked in a $60,000 plus contract. So I share this with you because this is about thinking big, selling big, and being completely in touch with your value, and not selling a onesie, and not selling to the bottom of your market, and not selling to the cheap people who are just, again, it's the doom loop, right? So when someone buys a comprehensive end-to-end transformational training program, like the kind that Copy sells to her corporate clients for $60,000, they automatically get all those items that we just talked about in green, right? High expectation, high fee, high level of respect, high level of commitment, high level of implementation, high level of results. They don't blow off the training class. They don't miss the coaching call. They don't go, oh, yeah, well, let's delay this until next year. Well, let's put this is no big deal. Let's just put this off, right? They're committed because when they pay more attention. And one mantra I want to share with you that I know Copy embodies and Robert embodies here. We got a couple rock stars on the call here. You can't serve big if you sell small. Please write that down somewhere. You can't serve big. You can't be of great service to your clients who need you now during this pandemic, this turmoil, this crisis. They're in desperate, dire straits. You can't serve big if you sell small. So stop selling small and start charging for your value. And it's okay if the first sale is a big sale. I love it when our clients have a first sale as a big sale. Solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. That's the mantra. And that's the success story that Copy shared here is solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. All right, let me go down my evolution with these high fee programs, then we'll kind of break down how you can do the same. According to the timeline I just shared with you, I started doing this in 2014, 2015, where I started to really dial in some success with these high fee mentoring type programs. So September of 2015, we did really well. We brought in $57,000. The next month, again, did pretty well, brought in almost $68,000. The game changer, the door stopper, the breakthrough in my world for my business was November of 2015, which was our first six-figure month. And I was pinching myself and I couldn't believe it. I kept staring at the shopping cart. I kept staring at the bank account. I was like a kid in a candy store. I thought I'd entered the Matrix, right? Red pill, blue pill. If I didn't see it, I would not have believed it. So this was a huge leap into high fee programs and high fee sales. This is a screenshot from our bank account back in August of 2015. Like most business bank accounts, we just kept kind of a, $7, $8, $10,000 in there usually. This is the first time that the bank account had a balance of $100,000 in it. And again, I would just sat back in my chair, stared at the screen. Why am I taking screenshots, by the way, August 28th, 2015? Because if I didn't take this screenshot, I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it. So it's like, oh, why is he taking screenshots of his bank account screen? Because I couldn't believe it. And these are the kind of sales, this is an export from our shopping cart. We're not selling, little courses and cheap stuff. These are high ticket, high fee sales. These are $12,000 programs, $10,000, $6,500, $6,000, $5,000 programs. So this is just a quick export to show you the scale of these transactions. You don't need to have a lot of these transactions to have a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 month, let alone a $100,000, $150,000 month. But you got to walk before you run, before you fly. So here's a question for you. I want you to really think about this carefully. What would your life look like if you were earning $10K per client or per project while working 100% remotely? Never had to show up anywhere, never had to put on pants if you didn't want to. As long as that Zoom screen is good, from the waist up, from the desk up. But literally, give me an emotion word of what that would feel like. Would that be relief? Would that be wonderful? Would that be security? What would that mean for you on an emotional level? What kind of emotion words are coming up when you say, okay, you're at home, you're in it for the long haul. You are 100% remote. You are 100% virtual. You are 100% post-COVID-19 relevant to your best prospects, clients, and audiences. What would your life look like if your bank account just started to get $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 accumulating in it like you saw happened for me back in 2015? What words come to mind? What feelings come to mind when you envision that? Relief and mind-boggling, says Ray. Comfortable and fun, says Judy. Harriet says, I feel like I'm on my way. CK says, heaven. Susan says, elated. Wendy says, wonderful. Lincoln says, peaceful. Brock says, independence. Carol says, belief, nirvana. Al says, mind blown. James says, belief. I could finally live in a van down by the river. I like it. Very nice. Happiest, Karen says freedom. Copy also says freedom. Casey says deliciously free. Ken says freeing because the no pants. Amen, my brother. You know, let the breeze blow. That's all I'm saying. Let the breeze blow. Reg says invigorated. There you go. And then Rod, who's already past the multi-seven-figure mark, says, be careful. It's not all stress-free. More money, more problems. Well, Rod and I know that. Some of you know that. Robert knows that. A couple other people know that. But hey, higher order problems, right? Let's face it, higher order problems for sure. And then Cindy Ann says, life-changing. Okay, all good answers. All good answers. Now, I mentioned earlier, 2013, we shifted to this model because I wanted to. I am so grateful. I am so happy. Literally every day I am thankful. I am thankful to the universe. I am thankful to the powers that be. I am thankful to the Force and Yoda and Baby Yoda and everyone involved. Thank goodness that we have this business model today. It is resilient, it is bulletproof, and it is something that we teach our clients all the time. 2013, I wanted to move into this model. 2020, I think you have to. Given the news, given the trends, if this became a permanent capability and competency in your business, so you never had to worry about live events ever again, you could go virtual when you had to be virtual, you could go back to live whenever live comes back, and I think it will, not anytime soon, but I can't wait for it to come back. I'm very eager and very happy for it to come back. When it comes back, how it comes back, wherever, whatever form it comes back in. But in 2020, you have to have insurance. You have to have a fallback plan. You have to have plan B and C and D. And online high fee programs are your plans B and C and D. And there are, in fact, 3 of them that I'm going to walk you through. Here is how they work. High fee online programs that are one-to-many, fully scalable, 100% remote, 100% virtual friendly. Power formula, here are the 3 things you can start to work on right away. Number 1, high fee group mentoring, which is what we teach in the high fee mastery program. Number 2, high fee elite access groups like our platinum program. And we have a couple members of our platinum council here, and they know what that's about. And I'll share with you what that's about here on this training a little bit later on. And then premium one-on-one access, but only if you want to do it. So I mentioned that I turned off my one-on-one in 2014. What I didn't tell you is that I kind of got bored because everything else was, sort of working well. And I love working with the right people one-on-one. So in 2017 and 2018, I brought it back. And the way that works is people pay between $15,000 and $25,000 for a 90-day private one-on-one relationship with me. Do I have to do that? I do not. I choose to do that. I offer that to a very small, very select group of people. Everything else in my world is number 1 and number 2. But hey, if you want to drop $25,000 with me, I would be glad to talk to you. Let's discuss. Otherwise, we are doing these amazing high leverage, high fee group mentoring programs, which clients love and I love delivering. And we're also doing these high fee elite access groups like our Platinum Council. And I love those folks most of all. You never say that you love certain children more than other children, but I love my Platinum Council folks most of all. So if I broke a rule there, sorry. The other thing you can do is once you start delivering these live-led programs, you can record those, you can dress those up, make them fancy, make them sexy, jazz them up a little bit, and create an online course out of your live-led raw content. Now, the online course, of course, that's 100% scalable. That's why it's a 3+1 formula. 3 things that you sell at high fee. 1 of them can be repurposed, reimagined, and redeployed as an online course that's, again, fully scalable and fully virtual. Barry Rutten came through our program. He used to do coaching. Remember at the top, I said, hey, who's primarily a consultant? Who's primarily a coach? Who's primarily a trainer? He was primarily coaching, and he was doing this for $500 a month. And I said, Barry, we're not doing this for $500 a month anymore. We're doing it $7,500 for 90 days. And he said, here was his first attempt at this. Put on my big boy pants last week and risked getting an easy $500 a month to learn how to make a $7,500 flat fee sale. He audibly gulped and then, he audibly gulped, got an email today. He's ready to proceed. Maybe this stuff works. Thanks for holding my feet to the fire, Sir Newman. So Barry literally went from the $500 a month guy, and maybe some of this is familiar to some people on this call, to a $7,500 flat fee sale. Long story short, by the time we were done with the High Fee Mastery program, which is an 8-week program that I'll tell you about later, he had booked 5 of these clients. Not 1, but 5. 5 times 7,500, he booked $37,000, $37,500 to be specific. 5 $7,500 clients in the first 8 weeks by being brave, making this leap, and making this transformation in his business. Kate Delaney also came through our High Fee Mastery program. Even before the program was finished, she says pre-rollout, her program wasn't even ready yet. Pre-rollout, I have a full fee mastermind client. I qualified him, sent him what the 8 weeks would look like. He prepaid, freaked that he would miss the window of opportunity. He needs visibility and more confidence in getting media, which is what Kate Delaney does. Felt great. Newman's a genius. So again, go before you're ready. Sell it and then build it. That's part of what we teach. So she already had the chops. She already had the expertise. Remember what I said earlier. This is about the magic of redeploying what you already do and the expertise you already have, that you're already solving these problems brilliantly for the clients who are coming to you, but it's repackaged for virtual. It is redeployed as an online program and a virtual program, not a live-led program, not an in-person program, and people are willing to pay top dollar because they're paying for the result. They're paying for the transformation. They are not paying for a keynote. They're not paying for a training day. They're not paying for a coaching session. Some dangers and landmines along the way. Landmine number 1, do not fall for this. You start offering low fee online programs. $79, $37, $7, buy my ebook. No. This only attracts a huge tribe of strugglers, wannabes, and the people that I affectionately call broke-ass losers. I affectionately call them broke-ass losers for my friend Joanna, who doesn't really like that term, but as long as I say it with a hug, it's okay. And so I always now say it with a hug and with some love and with some empathy. So, problem is you're building the wrong tribe who will never grow your business. So low-fee clients are a totally different DNA strand than high-fee clients. One does not lead to the other. As my buddy Mark Hunter says, the sales hunter, it is impossible to turn a Walmart shopper into a Nordstrom's customer. You can have a Walmart business, and that's fine, and you can have a Nordstrom's business, and that's fine, but don't try and do the conversion. They are two totally different animals. Landmine number 2 is having no process or system to your coaching and training, meaning that people don't trust you can really get them the results. There is way too much convincing, persuading, objections, resistance. We talked about this earlier with the nightmare clients. So you want to avoid that problem. To have a system, you should have a process or system visual. So in our Speaker Profit Formula program, which is our $10,000 high fee mentoring style program, we use this 7-pillar diagram to show people what they get in that program. Strategy, packaging, focus, prospects, outreach, sales, and leverage. And then there's a condition on the right-hand side where if they have all 7, they get success. If they are missing even one, they have the symptom or the problem on the right. So this kind of diagram, when you show this to people, when you put this on a webinar, when you share this, in a Facebook Live, when you put an email out about this, people now say, hey, you know what? That guy Robert, he seems pretty smart. That guy Reg, he seems pretty smart. That woman Joanna, she seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. This system makes sense. I get what this is about. I can now visually see that this person has some expertise and a system and process and method to their madness. Landmine number 3, too much push, not enough pull. Spending way too much time talking about you and your stuff, which is the opposite of a transformational program. It's more of a transactional program, and your focus is on inputs rather than outputs, and you end up chasing. You end up chasing prospects instead of them applying for you. Landmine number 4, we talked about this earlier, same messaging as before. You come across as tone deaf, not COVID-19 adapted, you seem ignorant, insensitive, out of touch, and your services are not connected to their immediate urgencies right now. Now, type in the word me if you have found yourself falling into any of these traps. I will review them. Landmine number 1 is low-fee online programs, right? Low-fee, cheap stuff. Number 2 is not having a process visual or a system or a method. Number 3 is too much time chasing. And number 4 is not COVID-19 adapted. You're being ignored. You're being ignored. You're not being seen as a have to have. You're being seen as a nice to have because maybe you haven't pivoted fully into the COVID-19 messaging of why your clients need you now more than ever. Type in the word me if you found yourself doing any of these. Any of these. Again, perhaps I'm alone. Maybe it's just me. Let's find out. Lots of me's. All right. Yeah, Buck says me all over. Susan says me. Wendy says me, which sounds like an opera singer. Judy and Ken and Michael and Barry says me on number 2. Harriet says me on 2 and 3. Thule says 1 and 3. And I am curing her of both of those things, of course. Thank you. Ray says me. Cindy, Chris, Reg, Karen, Brock, Tom, Jane, Lance, Anthony. Okay, cool. Got it. Glad it's not just me. Glad it's not just me again. Now, let's say you have everything firing on all cylinders. Let's look at what a good system looks like, a good process where you have the online, the offline, the hybrid offerings, the scalable distribution methods for your expertise. If you get this firing on all cylinders, you will not be dependent on live events. You'll be able to pivot and flex. You'll be able to charge high fees, maybe even higher fees. Check this out, maybe even higher fees than when you were doing things in person. I know it's a shock. You better sit down for that one. I know it's a shock, but it might very well be true for you. Here's the stone cold truth, my friends. You can't upsell a broke person. The world has changed in permanent, profound ways, and your services, programs, and offers need to adapt. So we're going to help you build your high fee pyramid and focus 177% on the folks that you can help to survive, pivot, and win in the new normal. So here is your high fee pyramid. At the bottom, online course. That might sell anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 per person. Your main entry point into the world of high fee mastery is going to be having an 8-week group program like our Speaker Profit Formula that is a 8-week group mentorship, one-to-many, that's you sell for between $5,000 and $10,000 per person. Next level above that is an inner circle or mastermind. And again, I don't like that word, but you might recognize it as that mastermind, 10 to 18K. And then your highest level program, which is like our Platinum Council, is an elite access program that you sell for $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 a year. That might be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per month. And people sign up for a year, they sign up, they renew, they come back for year 2, year 3, year 4, and they want to stay connected to you and to your expertise. So from all the way down to online course, 8-week group mentoring, inner circle program, elite access, super duper program for your best clients, your highest clients, the folks that you want to work with the most closely and the most intimately, that is what your high fee pyramid should look like. even if you do the basic math on this, and we're going to talk about math versus calendar here in a moment. Let's say you have 12 mastermind clients at 15K. You sign up one a month at the end of this year, or at the end of this 12-month period. You have 180K of those. You have a mentoring program, 8-week high-fee mentoring program that you sell for 6K. You enroll 2-3 people a month in that. At the end of a year, you got 30 of them. That's another 180. And then let's say you create an online course out of your live-led recordings. That is 60 people, $2,000, 120K. 180 plus 180 is 360. Add 120, it's 480. Now you have a $500,000 a year business. Monthly goal, $40,000. You've got one mastermind sale per month, 2 or 3 mentoring clients, 2 or 3, I'm sorry, not 2 or 3, 5 or 6 course sales per month. That is it. But nothing is cheap. Everything is virtual. Everything is online. Everything is leveraged. So by May of 2016, my calendar that used to have 27 meetings on it now had 5. We did a live-led course. We did our platinum program on Thursdays at 2 o'clock. We did our speaker profit formula at 4 o'clock Eastern on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, of course, that's at noon, as many people know. And then we would do a webinar whenever we thought we needed a webinar like this one. Friday the 13th, lucky Friday the 13th, we scheduled a webinar that week. So literally, this was the new calendar. This was the new calendar. This is what freedom looks like. This is what flexibility looks like. This is what getting your life back looks like. 3 to 5 meetings and complete flexibility in and around those. John Ramstead came through our program. Talk about high fee, serve big. Don't be afraid to let the first sale be a big sale. Using your talking points, I just got my first $25,000 this week. Client gave me $5,000 at the last meeting and will pay the balance when we start our program next week. So he had always been in the hourly coaching, little packaged coaching world. Now he's selling 6-month executive coaching programs for $30,000. 6 months, 30K per executive. And he will sometimes work with multiple executives at one company. 30K, 30K, 30K. So you can do the math on that. I think that actually deserves more than a muchas gracias. But anyway, John gave us a beautiful video testimonial as well. So in lieu of a nice bottle of bourbon, we will take the email and we will take the video. But this is very, very, very possible once you start to embrace this high fee mindset and this high fee structure. Jackpot, ding, 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 ding. Now, think about this. It can actually be easier, less stressful, and way more fun to have a $40,000 a month business than a $4,000 a month business. And the magic is you simply have to plan the math. This is just a math problem. It's not a money problem. It's not a sales problem. It's not a marketing problem. It's a math problem. So think about which model you can get excited about. Door number 1, door number 2, the in-person, the live-led, the training, the speaking, the conferences, the seminars, the events, those are closed right now. The only door that's open is quick profitability with online virtual high-fee mentoring type programs. You generate cash. It's an exclusive high-end offering that only attracts the best clients who will do the work and will get the results. 100% remote delivery for you. COVID-19 adapted value proposition for the client. So you are now a have to have, you're not a nice to have. If you had that completely dialed in, what I just described, give me a number, 1 to 10. How excited are you about running that kind of business? 1 is not excited at all. 10 is, oh my God, Newman, my socks are on the floor. You have blown my socks off. I cannot wait to get started. I cannot wait to have this kind of business. So be totally honest. Not everyone's going to be a 10. 5, you're kind of like, yeah, maybe, maybe not, whatever. 7s, 8s, and 9s, you're kind of feeling it. You're kind of warming up to it. 10, 11 plus, 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 plus. That's a good number. But seriously, 1 to 10, if we had that dialed in, 100% remote, COVID-19 relevant, all virtual, completely scalable, high volume, high fee, low volume of transactions. You don't need to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sales. We're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 sales a month at 5, 10, 15K, and you're in beautiful shape. So high relationship, high touch, low volume, high fee programs. That's what this is about. 1 to 10. I can't wait to see the numbers. Let's see what we got here. Harriet's changing it to an 8. Brock is an 8. Lance is at a graphical 11. Tom says socks and pants are somewhere else in the room. Judy's 8. Harriet's 7. Reg is 9.999 with some good scientific precision. Lincoln's 8. Robert's 10. Barry's 8. Harriet. Tooley's 22.5. I love that number. CK is 7. Stephen is 10. Carol is 10. 10 to the nth power, says Casey. All good answers. I'm not sure I can do some of the more advanced math that you guys have in here. But anyway, here's even better news. You can start this right now. Live-led group mentoring takes strategy and a little bit of preparation, but very little infrastructure. You can monetize this while you create and test it. And we'll talk about that in a second. I'll show you some early results I had back in 2014, 2015, before I even knew what I was doing and what happened there. Test it and refine it as you go. Make money while you figure it out, and then scale it up. Here's what I mean by that. These are webinars and some cases teleseminars, depending, 2014, 2015, I was kind of doing both. Single day programs. So notice all these sales came in. The first screenshot there is from February 27th of 2014. I was testing something. I was testing a live-led group. I was testing a live-led course. Didn't even have it really figured out. Made $10,535. November of 2014, another same-day sales. I'm just pulling this out of my PayPal account. Testing, iterating, next version, 13,877 came in. This next one is from 2015, $16,317. For this one, I used Eventbrite. For some reason, I'm not sure why I used Eventbrite instead of PayPal. And then February 2015, again, all same-day sales, another iteration, another test, another tweak, another group, $20,226. While I was figuring it out. Type the word yes with a $sign if you would like to get paydays like these while you're figuring it out. This is your testing phase. This isn't even fully developed. This isn't even fully baked. These are the experiments that you're doing. And some will work and some won't. And some will bring in 5K, 10K, 13K, 16K, 20K. But type in the word yes if you would like to get paydays like these before you figured it out with your high-fee, live-led group mentoring programs. I know that this blew my socks off back in 2014, 2015, and it was so much fun. I kept iterating, I kept improving, I kept testing, I kept tweaking. I'll take $13,000 for a test. I'll take $16K for a test. I'll take $20,000 for a test. Yes, I will, and I'm sure you would too, with lots of $signs in the question box. So thank you for all of those. Yes, 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 yes. We sound like snakes here with like yes, with like $10 signs at the end. So people are getting very generous with that $sign key. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. So here's how this works to build out your flagship program. I always recommend you work backwards. It's a building block formula, which I'm going to show you now. It is totally client-centric. It's not based on what you want to teach. It's based on what they want to do. And it's exactly what your prospects want and need and are looking for help with right now. So it is situationally a bullseye. Building block number 1 is your 8 to 10 week mentoring program. You can do 1 or 2 calls a week. Our high fee mastery program is 1 call a week. By contrast, our speaker profit formula program is 2 calls per week. It just depends on how you like to run the program, how you like to run the calls. Your teaching style, your coaching style, it's totally up to you. Some people do a strategy call or a training call for one of them. Some do an action or an accountability call or a Q&A call as the second call of the week. You bring people in on a certain start date. It has an end date, 8 to 10 weeks in duration. Everyone pays $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. So it can be a 5K per person. We've done 7,500. Some of these programs have payment plans. So, people could do, for the 5K programs, for example, it would be 3 payments of 2,000 or a single payment of 5. When the programs are 7,500, it's 3 payments of 3,000, so it's 9K if they pay on a payment plan, or 7,500 upfront. When we had our 10K program, it was 3 payments of 4,000 per month, or single payment of 10. So there's always an economic incentive for people to do the single pay option as opposed to the pay over time. One is good for cash flow, one is good for immediate cash in the bank. I like both. I love our single pay people. I love our monthly pay people. I am good either way. So there's a little bit of a premium on the installment plan, but cash in hand, the money value of time, getting the cash up front has economic value to me. So I'm going to incentivize you to pay for that up front. That's what I recommend that you do. Building block number 2, high fee mastermind, or what I call elite access programs, virtual and monthly meetings, coaching clinics via Zoom, 2 to 3 live or virtual summits per year. So our Platinum Council, we had our June event was virtual. Our November event will again be virtual because some of the stats and trends that I showed you. It is possible that our Spring 21 event will be in person. And if that happens, I'm looking very much forward to it. But 2 or 3 virtual or in-person summits per year. And that program that you're going to create is going to be a $2,000 per month, $3,000 per month, or $4,000 per month program. So this is serious cash. This is going to increase your client lifetime value. So someone that comes in for your 5K or your 10K program, they don't just spend 10, maybe they spend 30. They don't just spend 30, maybe they spend 50. So it depends on what level and how you want to invite them to upgrade. And of course, not everyone qualifies to upgrade. You want to maintain the integrity of the group. You want to make sure the alpha dogs are with the alpha dogs and that you don't dilute the group by getting greedy. So it's very, very important that you are selective and there's an application process for your high fee elite access program. So not everyone has to be at the same level. Financially or experience-wise or anything else, but they all need to be A players. They all need to be A players. They're just as willing to give as they are to get. So the community building, the camaraderie, the sharing, the group dynamics are super important in these high-end groups. Building block number 3 is once you've gotten good at doing your live lead program, you may want to consider recording the modules. And you can have video assets, audio, text, downloads, handouts, templates, tools, scripts. My recommendation and what we teach in the High Fee Mastery program is to keep it super simple. Please keep it super simple. Keep the text simple. Keep everything simple. People do not want fancy jazz. They want transformational outcomes. You can often get bigger, better, faster transformational outcomes if you keep it super simple. And do not confuse yourself or try and dazzle them with lots of high-tech fireworks. Now, filling your program. Filling your program is 10 times easier than you think. We use one PDF or one Google Doc. We have a very simple application process with key questions. We do a flipped phone script to qualify them as much as we're qualified. Qualify them as much as they're qualifying us, if not more so. And then there's a structure and a process and a system to that enrollment conversation that once you master it, that becomes a lifelong capability and competency to help you sell anything to anyone in a high integrity, peer-based sales methodology. John Barb came through one of our live lead programs, and I love some of the things he said. So far above and beyond my wildest expectations, it's hard to put into words. Now, John came through this program when we had no tech. It wasn't low tech, it was no tech. It wasn't webinar, it was phone, it was email. This was like 2011, 2012. and we used Yahoo Groups. I think Mike Moore came through a program like that. I think when Copy and I worked together, it was a program like that. So I'm sharing with you the value of low tech. If you can get a testimonial like this without the fancy, Kajabi and portals and videos and webinars and funnels and craziness, but bare bones, minimum viable program, literally tin can and string, and I'm only exaggerating slightly. This program was so low tech, it was painful. But listen to John's words. He's not saying, oh, the tech was awesome. The tech was fantastic. He's saying, so far above and beyond my wildest expectations. Incredibly valuable every single class, every single time. Everything was broken down to make it clear, simple, and actionable. Just one money-making idea after money-making idea. I couldn't be happier with my investment in David's program. Let me repeat. Teleseminar, audio only, no web, no webinar, no video, no fancy jazz, no sales pages, no funnels, no nothing, no glitz, no glamour. Phone calls, phone call recordings, and a Yahoo group. Believe it or not, a Yahoo group. So please keep it low tech. Keep it low tech. You keep it low tech, you get a testimonial like I got from John, and you know you're on the right track. You know you're on the right track. No one has ever said, oh my God, this program was worth $10,000. You should have seen the tech. You should have seen the fancy jazz this guy was doing with video and webinars and zooming in and zooming out. And holy smokes, I love the tech in this program. Said no client ever. So don't worry about it. Now, here's the scalability part. You have 5 mastermind clients paying $20K per year, $100K. You have 10 of them, $200K. 15 of them, $300K. It's the same slot on the calendar. Same exact slot on the calendar. Boom. You've got 5 people in your high fee $6,000 program, $30K. Spend 2 hours with them a week. You got 10 of them, 2 hours a week. You got 15 of them, same 2 hours a week. 30K, 60K, 90K, does not matter. One-to-many scales because they learn from you, they learn from the fishbowl experience, and they learn from each other. I would say it's a force multiplier that they learn more, better, faster in a group than they do one-on-one with me on a Zoom call. They just do. They just do. So put your checkbook away. Do not write me that check for $25,000 for the one-on-one program you were going to buy, because I will serve you better in one of my group programs. And I really feel that's the truth. The time, the attention, the presence from you, the guru, the expert, the consultant, is the same. Now, this is probably the slide that I'm the proudest of. This is by the numbers. This is not this year. This is over the past 5 years, since we really kind of dialed this in since 2015. We've had 435 people come through our front-end mentoring programs, including the ones I talked about. That's over $3.5 million over the course of 5 years. 41 amazing mastermind clients, including the 19 amazing folks in our Platinum Council right now. 203 people came through our live-led courses like Copy and like John and like some other people, like Mike and like some other folks on this call, as a matter of fact. And then this year, I am thrilled that I have a 6-figure tax bill. If I have a 6-figure tax bill, I've done pretty good and I've helped a lot of people. And more importantly, by donations, $75,000 of cash donations. I'd like to get that to 100. Eventually, one of my bucket list goals is to get that to $1 million donated to causes and charities that I believe in. And we're not there yet. We're not even at 100K yet, but we are at an all-time high there of 75K. And I was able to put away the maximum for my SEP IRA. So that is impact on others, impact for yourself, impact for your family, impact for your community, and impact for the world. So this is not about you being greedy and you making money just to store the money and, buy Maseratis and summer houses and who knows what else. This is about you being a citizen of the world and eventually hiring a team, eventually helping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients, and doing the good work that you're meant to do in the world, helping those that you're meant to help, serving those that you're meant to serve. So that's what high fee mentoring style programs have done for me and for our company and for our clients. Now, here's the question. What would your life and business look like if your main services were 100% scalable, like I showed you, packing more and more people into those same limited calendar slots, completely remote, and post-COVID-19 hyper relevant? So people would not be not returning your call, not returning your email. Your calls would be returned faster than January of 2020. And you would have more business, more prospects, more leads, and more sales now than when times were quote unquote good or times were quote unquote normal. So just share with me a little bit based on what I've shared about what we're able to do, how many people we're able to help, how much we're able to put away for charitable giving and philanthropy. If you've got college age kids, and I'm glad I'm past that, but maybe a college fund, retirement fund, security, sanity, living life on your terms, running your business on your terms, what would your life and business look like if these three things were true? 100% scalable, on the calendar like I showed you, totally remote friendly, and post-COVID-19 hyper relevant, meaning more relevant than before this global tragedy and global disaster hit. What would that feel like? What would that look like in your world? Yeah, exactly. Totally fantastic. Dream life, reduce stress, security, amazing, paradise, relief, wonderful, bing, bing, and bing. Well, so here is some advice. Caveat venditor. Caveat emptor, we all know buyer beware. Caveat venditor is seller beware, because you can sell your time, but you can never buy it back. So the people that you choose to work with and the life that you choose to live as you're serving those clients in your business, these are permanent, profound decisions and permanent, profound turning points. Here's all the crap that you don't need when you come into our high fee mastery program and adopt this way of serving your clients. You don't need massive list building, which is very hard. You don't need to spend a fortune on ads of any kind. In fact, you're not spending anything on ads of any kind. You don't need super fancy sales pages. You don't need videos, webinars, email blasts. There's no time-sucking launch nonsense. This is about organically reaching out to help a small, select group of prospects in your high fee mentoring and mastermind programs. Why this makes sense? You are off the hook. There is no need for immediate list building. You can generate cash fast in the new normal. You're going to get amazing results-focused testimonials and case studies from the folks that you work with. You'll be able to fine-tune and sharpen your value prop as you go. And we've talked about getting paid as you test, getting paid as you iterate. You can build it small and scale it later as a proven expert with authority, track record, amazing testimonials, and amazing success. I'm not 100% sure why you showed up here today. Maybe you're tired of hearing, oh, you should start doing online. You should go virtual. You should have an online course. You should transfer your programs to digital, but not knowing where to begin. Maybe you want to protect your cash flow, revamp your business for online and remote delivery, and charge premium fees for premium value. Or deep down, like me, you know that offering high fee virtual programs is the key to help you survive, pivot your revenue model, and thrive long term. If there's one thing to take away from today's training, it's I have cracked the code on how to create, market, and fill remote programs with great, amazing people. And it changed my world, it changed my income, it changed my impact. You saw on some of the slides and some of the screenshots, we've moved from 100K years to 100K months. And that is still amazing to me, even as I say those words to you right now. It is very much a replicable system and process that you can make happen in the next 60 days. And now, of course, we have a decision to make. Information alone is not going to cut it. You need a system and accountability and mentoring to put all the pieces in place. And of course, there's always a choice. Life is always about choices and decision points. You can do it slowly, trying to figure it out and scratch your head and do what I did back in 2014 and 2015 and trial and error and make lots of mistakes and hit lots of brick walls and dead ends. You can use some of what I shared today. Or you can do it quickly and apply for my High Fee Mastery 8-week mentorship program, which I'll tell you a little bit about, and then we're going to cycle into our Q&A where I'm going to answer all of your questions about how this applies to you, your work, your business model, your revenue model, your topic, your niche, your clients, your audiences. So let's talk about this. The High Fee Mastery program is going to help you design, package, and test your idea. We're going to help you build super simple weekly modules, create your flagship high fee mentor program that you will offer for $5,000 to $10,000 per person, create your high fee Platinum Council Elite Access program that you will offer for $15,000 to $25,000 per person per year or more. Ours is 40, but you can go higher than 15 to 25. You are going to get all of our template documents, templates, tools, scripts, PDF, what the web pages look like, what the application process looks like, all of those pieces. So you're getting everything end to end to create, market, monetize, and promote these programs. We're going to help you make your first remote program sales. We're going to review your post-COVID-19 value prop and offer to make sure it's totally relevant and up to date. We're going to get our customized flipped phone script to close more clients where they actually need to qualify for you. So you're no longer showing up like a hat in the hand vendor and peddler. You're going to get live ammo feedback, and there's going to be some role plays. You can actually submit call recordings, and I will critique your sales call recordings for you, and you will get detailed enrollment conversation coaching so you know how to sell people, enroll people, and get people excited about jumping into your program. So you're going to get the high fee mentoring workshop to design and launch your 8-week high fee mentoring program. You're going to get the high fee mastermind workshop where we're going to design your high fee elite access program. And we're going to do the sales training with the sales mindset, tool set, scripting, and live feedback and role plays to help you sell your high fee mentoring and mastermind programs as well. So the question is, okay, well, how will I be successful this time? I'm sure you bought some other courses and some other programs. Some had information, some had inspiration, some might have even had recommendation. Those three are not enough, because where you make money and where I make money is with implementation and with outcomes. That's what people are paying for. That's what people pay me for. That's what people will pay you for. Information is a commodity. Information is free. Implementation and outcomes is where it's at. So someone to guide your implementation, hold your feet to the fire, give you the structure, the accountability, and the mentoring to make sure you not only implement, but you implement in a timely fashion, in the right way, in the right sequence, is vitally important. And we have a relentless focus on results. So we've got a Facebook group for our clients in High Fee Mastery. We have a weekly web conference. You get personal, never stuck email access to me, which our other programs do not have. So even people in our $10,000 Speaker Profit Formula program, they don't email me. They can't email me. We have a coaching team that handles those folks. Here you work only with me, directly with me, and you can email me anything, anytime about your high fee mastery style program. If you do the work, you will have multiple high fee remote programs packaged, positioned, in place, and ready to sell even before we're done with the program. Just like you saw with Barry, just like you saw with Kate Delaney, just like you saw with our other success stories. So you're getting the high fee mentoring workshop, the high fee mastermind workshop, the high fee selling workshop, and the 8 weeks of accountability with me personally, weekly calls, action planning, accountability, unlimited email support personally with me. That would be $5,000 on its own. So you add up all this jazz, it's $10,991. But I have good news. Even if you close one $10,000 client, that money comes back to you. So let's say that we create a 10K program for you. Basically, if it were 10K and it's not, you can close one new client in that high fee mode. This program will pay for itself. But like I said, it's not $10,991 because here's what we're doing. $36.97. It is $36.97 as a single installment. A payment plan is available if you want to do the payment plan, and I'll tell you what that is when we chat. And there's also an alumni rate. So if you've taken one of our other programs, you pay even less than $36.97. So $36.97 right now. The place to apply for a decision call with me to see if this is a good fit for you is highfeemastery.com. So simply go to highfeemastery.com. You can open up that tab. I'll walk you through what that looks like. Then we're going to cycle into our Q&A. But that's the link, highfeemastery.com. That is open right here, right now. Let me walk you through some of the other details, and then we'll hit our Q&A. Why is there an application process? Why don't we just ding your shopping cart and say, hey, who wants to come in? Come on in, $36.97. Have a nice day. It's because of this quote. You should feel equally proud of what you sell as to who you sell it to. So what does this mean? This means that everything I'm teaching and just taught you is what I am now doing with you and for you. So we actually don't take everyone into high fee mastery. You need to apply, and I am modeling the steps for you. Imagine if I went through this whole process. They have to apply, caveat venditor, be careful who you work with, no goofballs, you can't turn the Walmart shopper into a Nordstrom's customer. We don't work with everyone. And oh, by the way, click here to buy the program. So you cannot buy the program right now. There is nothing for sale. Keep your credit card in your pocket. What we're talking about is a decision call. If you have some interest in doing this program, let's hop on a chat. Let's figure out if this is the right thing for you right now or not. We don't take everyone, and you should feel equally proud of what you sell as to who you sell it to. So, Charles Scott came through our program. I always like to check in on our folks and see how they're doing. And he says, thanks for checking, David. I made $54,000 in the past month from the executive mentoring program I created. Remarkable what can happen when you set an ambitious goal. And he says, I want to thank you for providing the tools, framework, and motivation for me to create an executive mentoring program that exceeded my most ambitious financial goals. Charles has no technology. Charles will tell you, if you meet Charles at an event, you come to one of our masterminds, you come to something that we're involved in, you meet Charles Scott in the hallway, he has no tech. He has no tech. He has no tech skills. He doesn't do any marketing. You can hardly get him to send an email. He is the Vistage speaker. He speaks to small groups of 12 to 15 CEOs 4 or 5 times a month. He used his existing network, his existing expertise, repackaged it, moved it online, and was able to book $54,000 in high fee mentoring clients in 30 days. 30 days. Nothing new, no tech, existing network, existing relationships. Yes, he had to go back to them. Yes, he had to do a client reactivation campaign. Yes, he wanted to offer new value in a new way. But amazing, incredible work for a non-marketer. I love Charles, and we've done several programs since this one. I'm not going to call him a non-marketer. I'm going to call him an anti-marketer. I mean, he would rather do anything than market his business. And he was able to book $54,000 in 30 days purely from organic outreach to existing people that he was already connected to. So I'm going to encourage you to apply now. It starts with an application and a conversation with me. The link is highfeemastery.com. Schedule your time now for tomorrow or for the next day. I've totally cleared my calendar for these decision calls. You're going to get a questionnaire. I'll walk you through what that looks like in a moment. I'm going to encourage you to be complete and as detailed as possible on that questionnaire so we both know if this is the right program for you. And this also comes with 2 guarantees. Guarantee number 1 is a program guarantee that I'm going to invite you in. You're going to try it for 30 days. If for any reason you don't love it, and you don't love me, and you don't love the learning, and you don't love the methodology, if you don't like my haircut one day, if you don't like my glasses, if you don't like the way I make funny jokes about Labrador retrievers and bacon, if you don't love any aspect of this for any reason in the first 30 days, all the risk is on me. So we're going to give you every penny back. This is 100% risk-free. You might say, okay, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It sounds like kind of a safe thing. And yeah, it is. Second guarantee. Never leave a good guarantee alone. Second guarantee is you will earn at least $10,000 in your own high-fee programs, or we will work with you until you do. So this is a result guarantee. Guarantee number one was the program guarantee, that you will love the program, you will love the methodology, training, tools, and community. You will like working with me. You will like my glasses and haircut and t-shirts. But if not, no problem. 30 days, you're out, scot-free. Guarantee number two, you will implement what we teach. Obviously, if you don't implement, you're not going to get any results, so there's no big surprise there. But you will implement what we teach, and you will earn at least $10,000, or we will work with you until you do. Why is there a program guarantee? There's a program guarantee because this program works if you do the work. Period, mic drop, end of sentence. This program works if you do the work. The place to apply right now is highfeemastery.com. Let's throw in some bonuses. Why not? I like to reward fast action takers. Bonus number one is a one-on-one kickoff call with me. I charge $1,000 an hour to do standalone consultations. My wonderful, amazing clients sometimes pay it. I love these calls. These are fantastic calls. For the first 5 applicants who apply and then join High Fee Mastery, you and I will get on a private one-on-one call. You can use this early. You can use this in the middle. You can bank this until near the end of the program. I don't care when you use it. I would recommend you do it sometime in the first 2 or 3 weeks, so it really can be a power launch and a kind of a super launch liftoff kind of call, where we put all of the training, all the mentoring, all of the methodology into perspective for your particular business. So the first 5 people who book right now at highfeemastery.com, you will get this bonus one-on-one private call with me. Let's map out where that puts us. High Fee Mentoring to design, launch your 8-week High Fee program. The High Fee Mastermind to design and launch your High Fee Elite Access group like our Platinum Council. High Fee Selling Workshop with the methodology, training, and tools for sales, mindset, tool sets, scripting, role plays, feedback. Accountability program, weekly calls, action planning, personalized email support from me. Kickoff call, personal guidance, strategy, tailored help for your exact situation and goals. Put all of that together, it's $11,991. We talked about this. You're not doing $11,991. You're doing $36.97. The $36.97 has a payment plan, an installment plan. It's also an alumni discount for folks that have worked with us before. Bonus number 2 is I need some help with my COVID-19 messaging. I'm still not pivoted. I'm still not flexed. I still haven't gotten my post-COVID-19 value prop. So if you apply during this webinar, we're about to kick into the Q&A, so this counts during the whole Q&A time. If you apply during this webinar and get invited to join High Fee Mastery, I am going to give you this as well. This is our COVID-19 value prop pivot and now more than ever messaging masterclass. $497 value. Apply right now, highfeemastery.com. Apply during the webinar, during our Q&A that's coming up here in a moment, and you will get this second bonus as well. So we're doing the High Fee Mentoring Workshop, the High Fee Mastermind Workshop, the High Fee Selling Workshop, the 8 weeks of personally working with me, weekly calls, action planning, email support right to my inbox. Bonus number 1, private one-on-one kickoff call with me. And bonus number 2, the post-COVID-19 value prop development workshop to help you build out your now more than ever offers and your now more than ever messaging. So now we're done. 12,488. That's not what you're paying. You're coming in at $36.97 with an alumni discount if you're an alumni, with a payment plan if you prefer a payment plan. Bob Leffler came through one of our programs. He says, today was a typical day. Just got off the phone with a guy who gave me $2,000 of his money because I did exactly what you told me to do. So almost every day that happens to me now. So if anybody's thinking of not doing this, you'd be insane. You've got to not only do it, you've got to implement everything David teaches, and you will be successful. And that's Bob Leffler from Fearless Agent. Notice again, we've got the two guarantees, right? Program guarantee, you don't like my glasses, you don't like my haircut, you don't like my snarky comment one day, 30 days, no risk on you, all the risk on me. And then result guarantee that you will have success with this program. Like Bob says, if you implement what we're teaching, if you follow the program, if you implement, you will be successful. And I am willing to back that up. I am willing to back that up financially, so it's all at my risk. Here's what happens when you pop open a new tab, go to highfeemastery.com. First thing you'll get is a questionnaire. This is where you want to be as complete and thorough as possible. Click here to start, answer the questions, pop onto my calendar. The times start, we've got some time tomorrow, we've got some time Thursday, we've got some time, like I said, I pretty much cleared my calendar just to talk to you about this decision call. So you're gonna schedule that, you're gonna come down here, you're gonna put your name, your email, your phone number. I would appreciate hugely if you put in the notes section, high fee mastery. So I know that that's what we're talking about, because this is my personal booking link. I give this to clients. I give this to folks that want to talk to me. So just to help me understand we're having a high fee mastery decision call, it would be super helpful if you typed in your note, high fee mastery, and then click on the done button. And then you're on my calendar. I'm on your calendar. And you get to decide what happens tomorrow. You get to decide. Do we go back to the, red pill, blue pill? Go back into kind of safe, comfortable self-delusion. Oh, this will blow over. Oh, my business isn't really decimated. I'm sure this will come back. I'm sure this is just temporary. Or you can tool up, gear up, step up, get serious, and build this online revenue generating capability as a permanent capability and competency in your business, so that you're never dependent on live events ever again. And that you are the master or the mistress of your fate, and that you are in charge of how, when, where you show up, what you sell, what you charge, and you are the queen or the king of high fee programs in a new virtual and remote world. So apply right now, highfeemastery.com. Next 48 hours, I've got some time blocked off for you. Single payment is $36.97. Payment plans are available. You get the kickoff call with me if you're in the first 5. On the questionnaire, please be as complete and as detailed as possible. If you're not sure, if you're on the fence, if you're, I don't know, I don't want to waste David's time, I'm not sure I'm ready, I'm not sure this fits my business, tell you what, apply anyway, and we'll figure it out together on the phone. Because of the guarantees, I obviously will not invite you in if I don't feel this program will work for you. So that, unlike most programs where the financial risk is on you, the financial risk is on me. And so you need to trust my discretion that if I invite you in, I have a strong likelihood that you'll be successful in the program. Because if I don't feel that way, I stand to lose financially, not you. Let me repeat that. I stand to lose financially, not you. This is why we don't take everyone who applies. We kindly and gently turn some people away. We say maybe another one of our programs is a better fit. You're not ready. This doesn't fit. I don't think you can monetize this. This won't work. I will tell you before you tell me. I will tell you no thank you before you tell me. So that's why this risk reversal is such an important part of what we're doing. So if you landed only one $10,000 remote client, if you never had to show up or be dependent on live events for your main income, wouldn't that be amazing? Even if the outcome of this whole thing, you come into the program, you do the program, you only land one 10K client during our time together, but now you know how to do this for the rest of your professional career. 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month now becomes reachable, doable, possible, maybe even probable. If you never had to show up or be dependent on live training, conferences, keynotes, seminars, events, never had to be dependent on live events for your main income, you were totally safe, totally secure, totally flexible, totally modular in your distribution methods. You could be online when online was necessary. You could be offline whenever you felt like it. And then you've got a hybrid business model going into the future for the rest of your professional career. Online, offline, the combination and the proportion is completely up to you. Now, all the numbers I showed you up until now, and we're just about at the end here, all the numbers I showed you were from before. They were not from COVID-19 land. I had to show you this. I show you this not to brag. Anytime someone says I show you this not to brag, they're showing it to you because they want to brag. This not only is a great model for good times, it's not only a great model for bad times, it's not only a great model for ugly times, it's a great model for any time. So in the last 30 days, doing what I am teaching you, doing 100% of what I am teaching you, we brought in $115,303 from June 1st to June 30th of 2020. COVID-19, coronavirus, bounce back, second wave, oh my gosh, terrible news, horrible, horrible, no one's spending money, everyone's broke, can't make a dime. Not true. Not true. If we can make 6 figures in the last 30 days, what do you think you can do? Can you make 10? Can you make 5? Can you make 15? Can you make 20? Probably. If you have the structure, the accountability, the mentoring, and the guided implementation, I know that you could. Our business, our entire business, we have 8 fantastic people who work here now. Our entire business is built on the methodology, training, and tools I'm teaching you in High Fee Mastery. I started doing this in 2015. I didn't learn this last week. I didn't learn this last month. I didn't learn this last year. I didn't learn this 2-3 years ago. I learned this 5 years ago. I totally screwed up. I made all kinds of mistakes along the way. I finally figured it out. I made a ton of money with it, and now I'm here to teach you. So please don't believe these fly-by-night goofballs who have never had success themselves, have never had any kind of significant client success of any kind, and they're teaching something they haven't even mastered yet. Don't even get me started. We got time for our Q&A. Don't even get me started on that. But this is what I'm doing. This is what we are doing at our company right here, right now, in the middle of all this turmoil, craziness, and crisis. If we can do this, what can you do? If we can do this, what can you do? That's the question, my friends. That's the question. So if you're still here, you're not on the application form, I don't know what's going on. There's nothing but excuses left. Oh, David, I don't think the program works. Program works. Program works. It's 100% at my risk if I'm wrong. And you've seen success story after success story after success story, so you know the program works. Number 2, I can't afford it. Well, you really can't afford not to do it. Based on the revenue potential, based on lifting the nose up on the plane before it crashes into the side of the mountain, you can't afford not to do this program, especially if it's 100% at my risk. So I can't afford it goes out the window. Number 3, it won't work for me. If it won't work for you, I will tell you before you tell me. I will not accept you in. I will not take your credit card. I am not in the business of taking credit cards. I'm in the business of producing transformational results in our clients' expert-based businesses. If it won't work for you, why in the world would I take you? I've got 2 guarantees between you and me. So this needs to work for you. I think it needs to work for you. You think it needs to work for you. If it won't work for you, I'll tell you before you tell me. So I'm going to encourage you, pop over to highfeemastery.com. One final rundown here. High fee mentoring workshop, you're getting that included. High fee mastermind workshop, you're getting that included. High fee selling workshop, all the sales training we talked about with sales mindset, tool set, scripting, hot seats, live feedback, and sales call critiques. The 8-week accountability program working with me personally. There's no team, there's no minions, there's no assistants in this program. It's 100% me and you and the group. Weekly calls, action planning, personalized email consulting from me as much as you want, anytime you want. Bonus number 1, kickoff call for the first 5 folks, personalized guidance, strategy, and tailored help. COVID-19 value prop development workshop, build your now more than ever offers and messaging, $12,488. We're not doing that for you. For you, it's $36.97. It's $36.97 with a payment plan. It's also $36.97 with an alumni discount if you've done one of our previous programs. So, highfeemastery.com is the place to be. I am now ready for questions. Questions about any of today's training, any of today's teaching, high fee mentoring, high fee masterminds, high fee executive one-on-one coaching and consulting. What questions do you have? And let me actually pop this out into our chat. And questions. And here we go. Okay, excellent. So, highfeemastery.com. Janice says, do you charge the same rates for one corporate client with X number of employee/attendees? What a fantastic question. And the answer is no. So you charge more. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let's say that you do corporate programs, even small company programs. And this is where Charles Scott, the Charles Scott success story, who got $54,000 in 30 days. Charles did not go after onesies. Charles went after these small companies that would send 3, 4, 5 people at a clip. So let's say your program, let's just use easy math for Janice. $5,000. I'm going to say, okay, you've got 5 executives you want to send to my program. Let's do up to 5 executives, and then you cut them a break. So you say up to 5 executives, $20,000. So if they send 5, it's $4,000. If they send 4, it's $5,000. But here's the trick. If they send 3, it's still $20K. If they send 2, it's still $20K. So you're not going to get screwed over because they start, oh yeah, we'll send 5 people. No, I think we'll send 3. No, hang on, I think only Bob needs this program. So that's what I call, Janice, up to pricing. Up to 5, up to 10. And then it's a bulk rate. If they come near that limit, it's a fantastic deal for them. If they try and screw you over by dropping the number, you don't drop the fee. So you might say, hey, company X, up to 5 people, I have great news. This program is ordinarily $5,000. We're going to let you in up to 5 people, it's $20K. So they send 5 people, they save money. They send 4 people, they break even. They send 3 people, you're now making a premium. So that's what I would do with that. And we can talk more, Janice, about your specific situation when you book the call. Highfeemastery.com is where to book it, and we'll kind of figure out what the best pricing. And some people have, good success with the corporate sale and the up to pricing. Some people have actually better success with individually enrolling CEOs or executives and then rolling that into another program or an in-house program. So maybe the first program, in other words, is, hey, you come into my public program. They love it so much, they go, oh my gosh, Janice, we got to bring you in. Can you do this in-house for our 10 top leaders? Fantastic. Up to 10 people, $35,000. Right? Oh, we only have 7. No problem. $35,000. We only have 8. No problem. $35,000. So in-house program up to X is going to be $35,000. Now, the fun part, Janice, is when they go, well, Janice, we have 20 people. I say, oh, okay, well, I guess that'll be 2 groups then, 35 and 35. So now it's a $70,000 client. See how this goes? So you can get very creative and very flexible with that corporate pricing model. And Janice, I'm looking forward to talking to you when you book that call at highfeemastery.com. Carol says, David, I've been talking about doing this for 3 years and it's time to make it happen. Well, Carol, I hope you hop in. I hope you book that chat and we can talk tomorrow. We can talk the next day. And let's make sure it's a great fit for you and you get a fantastic ROI. And the place to start that, like with everybody else, of course, is highfeemastery.com. Pop into the questionnaire, pop into the calendar. And Carol, you would get the alumni treatment. All right. Rod says, David, I need a little Newton refresher today. Please pass along that your program was one of the best investments I have ever made. Anyone who wants to start earning top dollar needs to work with you. Keep up the great work. And that is Rod Santomassimo, my friend, my buddy, fellow business book author. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rod runs a multi-million-dollar commercial real estate coaching company called the Massimo Group. He had salespeople. He had a beautiful infrastructure come into the program. He had already multi-seven-figure business. He and his sales team came through the program and it totally revolutionized their business. I think I can say that because Rod also gave us a fantastic video testimonial that said completely revolutionized the business. So you can be just starting out. You can be baby steps. You can be a little bit online, a little bit offline, or you can be full-blown Rod Santomassimo and you will have fantastic results in the High Fee Mastery program. So Rod, thank you again for that spontaneous comment testimonial. All right, let's see. RK is the first 5 to sign up, the first 5 people who filled out the application, or the first 5 who actually sign. It's the first 5 who actually sign up. It's the first 5 who apply and enroll. So obviously, you wouldn't get part of the program for not enrolling. That is for people who apply and enroll is the first 5 bonus. Twyla says, how do you figure out what you can train or consult on? I've worked with kids in the past. So part of what we do, Twyla, in the program is a vetting and validating research step. So you may have some ideas, and you and I can certainly talk about that when you book a call at highfeemastery.com, fill out the questionnaire, hop on my calendar. You and I can figure out the beginnings of that question. But let's say we decide to go forward. If we decide to go forward, there's a vetting and validating step that includes a survey. So you would send out a survey, and you would also have some conversations with people in your proposed target market to make sure that the topic that we land on that is not aimed towards kids has relevance and resonance in the corporate market or in the business market. So we totally factor that in, that some people are pivoting into a new market, a new business, a new modality of training, consulting, speaking, or other distribution of their expertise. So Twyla, I would say book a call at highfeemastery.com. Let's figure out the particulars of your exact situation, and then I'll walk you through what that validating and vetting process looks like so we make sure that it's a good fit. Brock says, what about for newer consulting businesses who doesn't have a consulting list or big market following? Fantastic. So remember what we said, Brock, you don't need the massive list building, the huge existing network, the launches, the emails, the videos, the webinars. This is all organic outreach, low volume, high touch, high relationship outreach to a selected group of prospects. So you could start doing that outreach for your consulting business, but that's not scalable. If you start doing it, Brock, for your high fee mentoring type programs, you get 1 client, 3 clients, 4 clients, 5, 6, whatever it is in your first group. You're spending 1 block of time with those people. Now they might want to upgrade to some private consulting, corporate consulting, some deeper, bigger, longer projects, but the scalable front end of that is perfect if you're just starting out. It's perfect. Let me grab a drink here. I'm getting hoarse. I'm getting so excited. So yes, newer consulting business, mature consulting business, you can be anywhere on that spectrum. And Brock, when we book a chat, when you book a chat at highfeemastery.com, Let's talk about the topic, the niche, the arena of consulting that you're doing today. And then let's also figure out what that would look like in terms of organic outreach, how you might use LinkedIn, how you might use some blogs, portals, communities, and groups where your target market is already gathering to do a focused, proactive outreach campaign, trusted advisor type outreach. We're not going to be cold calling. We're not going to be spamming. We're not going to be blasting people on LinkedIn. This is all, like I said, low volume, high touch, high relationship, trusted advisor outreach to invite people to a conversation about how you can help them. And Brock, if that sounds good, that's what I would love to help you with. So book a time at highfeemastery.com. Robert says, what day of the week and time of day are these sessions? What a fantastic question. Let me look. I know, but I don't know in my head. How about that for an answer? So we are starting next week on July the 16th. So this is on Thursdays. The first session is July the 16th. The mentoring sessions are at 3 o'clock U.S. Eastern Time, and we go for 8 weeks, which brings the final session, I believe it's in September. It is. So we go all the way to September 3rd. So thank you for asking that question. It is Thursday, July 16th, all the way for 8 weeks through Thursday, September the 3rd of 2020. The mentoring calls are 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Everything is recorded. In case you miss one or two, do not worry, do not fret. Plus, you and I can confab. You and I can hop on a Zoom call. You and I can exchange email. I will get you caught up, etc., etc., etc. Let's see. Are you taking questions on this venue or just through booking a call? No, you can ask questions. You can totally ask questions. I mean, if it's a detailed answer, then yes, I'll probably encourage you to book a call, and then we can answer it in detailed specifics for you. But yes, we're totally taking questions right here. What kind of time commitment is there for your program? Break this down per day, per week, and is it ongoing, etc.? What a fantastic question. Okay. I'm going to say 4 to 5 hours a week. 4 to 5. So 90 minutes of that is going to be the group call. 3 more hours, 3.5 hours is going to be you implementing that week's assignments, action steps, and decisions. So literally, if you can dedicate 1 hour a day, don't even need to work on weekends, just literally 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week, including the 90-minute mentoring calls on Thursdays, you will make leaps and bounds of progress. If you wanted to do more, you could do more and you will go faster. But I would say that is a good average. It's not even a minimum. That's a good average. So 1 hour of focused work a day, 5 hours a week, roughly, and you will cruise through this program, do the action steps, make the decisions, take the implementation steps that you need to create, promote, market, and monetize your high fee mastery style program and your high fee elite access super duper program. All right, let's see. So we have a question about the guarantee. So two levels of guarantee, double guarantee, if you will. The first one is a program guarantee, which within the first 30 days, for any reason, you don't like the program, you don't feel it's going to work, it doesn't resonate, you don't like my haircut, you don't like my glasses, you don't like my taste in frosty beverages. First 30 days, unconditional for any reason, money back guarantee. So it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of whatever, totally cool. That's at my risk. Second guarantee is the results guarantee that you will make at least $10,000 through your high fee programs. Again, assuming you do the work, right? If you don't do any work, you're not going to get any results. That's no big surprise to anybody. Or we will work with you until you do. So program guarantee and result guarantee. You are protected on 2 levels. 2 layers there for the folks that have the guarantee question. All right. What else can I answer for you? I think someone earlier, and I apologize, the questions are flying by so fast. If you posted a question that we did not get to, feel free to repost it here. There was a question about, what if I don't have a big list? What if I have a big email list, big subscriber list, big following? Will this still work? The answer is yes. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but once again, this program is not an internet marketing program. It is not based on your email list. It is not based on funnels. It is not based on videos. It is not based on webinars. It is not based on spam. It is not based on living on social media. It's based on none of those things. In fact, those things were the things on the list. You might remember, here's what you don't need. Here's all the crap you don't need. And all those items are in the category of crap you don't need. What you do need is a market-tested, validated program. You need to have some market research, meaning the survey step that we do together. You need to find out where your existing and future clients are talking about these programs and these problems, rather, not programs, these problems. So what are the blogs, portals, communities, groups, hashtags where your people are already gathering, already talking about this? And there's a research step that we help you find that out very specifically. And then you have to be willing to do some online networking. Online networking is simply inviting people to a conversation about how you can help them. And that is not a veiled sales pitch. That is not a veiled spam call. That is not a bait and switch. That is a genuine offer to invite them to a conversation about their situation, their company, their goals, their leadership, their sales, their strategy, their innovation, their career, their health, their wellness, whatever it is that you work on, whatever areas you improve. You are going to be inviting selected people who have already indicated that they're going to be a great prospect for you, who have already indicated that they have the problem which you're brilliant at solving, and you're going to invite them to a chat. And at the end of that chat, you're going to ask them, well, where would you like to go from here? You know, this was not a sales call. This is an area where we work with our clients very intensively. Would you like to hear about how that works? So you're literally saying, okay, this is the end of the free part of the help. Would you like to talk about the next part of the help? And guess what? Some people are going to say no. And some people are going to say yes. And some people are going to say, well, I wasn't really planning on buying anything or hiring anyone, but man, this call was so valuable. I think we do need to talk about bringing you in. I think we do need to talk about working together. I think we do need to talk about what it looks like to sign up with you. So some will, some won't, and it's organic outreach, but it's not spam. It's not cold calling. It's not cold emailing. It's not being a pest. It is high touch, high relationship, low volume, meaning a low number of touches. 2, 3, 4, 5 contacts a day that are highly curated, highly selected, that you have a good reason to get in touch with these people and invite them to a conversation about how you can help them. Offer value, invite engagement. That's it. Offer value, invite engagement. That's the magic. Okay. Is there preferred tech for the course? Well, again, super low tech. We have half of one module that talks about the technology. What you really need is a Zoom account and maybe, if you want to get fancy, an external microphone if you want your sound to be a little bit better, maybe an external $99 Logitech camera to run your Zoom sessions, and scheduling software. Scheduling software like Calendly or Acuity Scheduling or Schedule Once to get people on your calendar, and then survey software like the survey that you're taking at HighFeeMastery.com. That happens to be Typeform. You can use Typeform. You can use Google Forms. You can use not Schedule Once. Typeform, Google Forms, or Wufoo are the big three that our clients end up using. So super, super simple. And literally, that is it. That is it. No funnels, no Infusionsoft, no video series, no launch nonsense, no crazy stuff that's going to make you lose your mind. So super, super low tech. We do have recommended technology, which I just recommended to you. That's it. That's the sum total of what you need. Because, like I said in today's training, we keep it super low tech. Super, super, super low tech. All right, next question. I have a small niche market in which I work with primarily Christian females in troubled relationships and marriages. How do you believe your program would be highly financially successful in my situation? Well, if you want to stay in that niche, we can talk about that. Again, I'm not sure, people say these niches and it's like, oh no, I'm in a 20,000 member Facebook group. I'm in this huge online blog portal community with, 30,000 people. I've got plenty of access to people that are wrestling with this problem. Or they say, I have no idea how to find even one person. And if you have no idea how to find even one person, then it's not a great niche. Then it's not, this is about finding a very focused, doesn't have to be big, but a very focused, very specific market that you can reach out to. A very focused, very specific market that is accessible to you, meaning that there are online blogs, portals, communities, and groups of these people where you can find them and you can eavesdrop on the conversations that they're having about the exact problems that you solve. So that's part of the listening campaign that we also do in the program. But having access to buyers is critical. So I would say hop on a call. Let's discuss what that is and what that looks like and where you've already been hunting and fishing when you go to highfeemastery.com. Do the questionnaire. Let me know where that stands. Pop on the calendar and we can talk about it tomorrow. Sarah says, I'm only a couple of years into my business and still working on my messaging and building my list. How do I know if I'm ready? Well, perfect. What we talk about in this program is packaging, positioning, messaging, articulation, distinction. So you can take some of the marketing foundations, Sarah, that we talk about to build your high fee programs, and you can build your offline programs with the same assets. So it's not like you're one person online and a different person offline, or it's not like you're targeting one group online, totally different group offline. This is going to be an integrated marketing suite. It's going to be an integrated product suite where your consulting, your coaching, your training, your seminars, your workshops, your high fee mentoring programs, your high fee elite access programs are all similar value proposition, different levels of depth, duration, and detail. So Sarah, does that make sense? With the different levels of depth, duration, and detail, you can use that foundational marketing and messaging online, offline, or both. And I would recommend let's hop on a call tomorrow or the next day, highfeemastery.com, do the questionnaire, let me know where you're at with that, and then let's talk about how that would work in the high fee online world and how you can also use it and redeploy it in the offline world. Jack's question, is this just for consulting, coaching, or training, or can it be in conjunction with selling my book also? So, I'm a big believer that the book supports the business and the business supports the book. This high fee mastery program is about selling online mentoring, coaching, and consulting programs. If it's based on the ideas in your book, or if everyone gets a book, or if you want to promote the book during the webinar, sure. But I'd rather have you promote a $5,000 program instead of a $20 book. And what I've found publishing my two books, one with Amicom, one with HarperCollins, is that the more books I sell, the more coaching and consulting clients I get. And the more coaching and consulting clients I get, the more books I sell. So one tide definitely raises both boats. And Jack, if your book is on the same topic as your high fee mentoring or high fee mastermind programs would be on, I could totally see the synergy between those two. But just to be clear, we are not selling books in this program. We are selling 5K to 10K coaching and mentoring and group training programs to corporations and executives and entrepreneurs. That's what you'll be doing. So if that means you sell more books, awesome. If you're not worried about selling a $20 book and you're like me, you'd rather sell a $5,000 program, sell the $5,000 program, give them the book as a gift. All right, my friends, I see folks are chiming in here. This is totally awesome. Tomorrow is filling up nicely. I've also opened up some times on Thursday. Thursday? Yes, Thursday. Today's Tuesday. It's all a blur. It's like Blur's Day. So, welcome to Blur's Day. I've set aside some time on Blur's Day and Blur's Day, meaning both tomorrow and the next day. So, I think we've got some calls coming in for that as well. Thank you for hanging out here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being so participative and wonderful. And we will see you next time. You are awesome. That link is still open. I'm going to leave that open for a little bit here. If you want to book a chat with me, highfeemastery.com is the place to go. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon. See you next time.